Hello there everyone, this is Phantom Duos here and today I'm going to be doing What If Deku Was Neglected? And yes, you guys maybe have questions of why Gojo is in the screen right now. There's multiple thoughts that are going through my head right now about this idea. But the neglected what if is just going to be close to a true neglected, but it's not fully neglected. It's gonna be a somewhat neglected, but you'll understand once I get through the story. But it doesn't really go into so much of a neglected point of view in the story. So let's start. This is what if Deku was neglected. So we're going to start into the Quirk Doctor, where Inko had two kids. Hasashi in the story, Hasashi still disappeared as always. Izuku and his sister Izumi. Yes, I'm making Iko have a daughter. We're getting told by the Quirk Doctor Izumi can control flames and make them appear. But but Izuku, the boy, you were born without one, without a quirk. A hint of disgust, with a hint of disgust in it. The doctor was talking. This was the doctor talking, because in this world, quirkless people are treated like worthless people. So basically, in this what if, the My Hero Academia treats quirkless people like nothing. They're useless. As Inko looked at Deku but didn't say anything about it, as she thanked the doctor and left with her two children. Inko was really just disappointed that one of her children got gifted a quirk while the other one had nothing. And in this one, Isuku has sober hair, but the gift of the sixth eye that Gojo has will be explained on in the later. So as they get home, Izumi was getting praised by Inko about her powers, but Isuku went to his room and cried in the comfort of his own arms. As we skip to the middle school Deku, basically present time Deku in the anime, where he is alone in the back of the class, thinking, when would this all end? Maybe I should end it. But then Bakugo stared at him and said, "Yo, Deku, come get your daily beating, you quirkless freak." As Deku over the years has done nothing to protect himself from Bakugo, as Izumi over the years started dating Bakugo, so she was just watching her brother getting beaten as we see Bakugo land the finishing hit on Deku, hitting him with an explosion at full force, which ended up with Deku pretty wounded on the floor, as all of them left him on the floor, making fun of him for being weak. Where we see Deku's thought, why aren't I dead? Why can't I just die already? But then Isuku got up from the floor and started walking home. And yes, Deku was holding his arm. His right arm was bleeding from his shoulder down. Blood was dripping, but he was managing to hold it. But as over the years, Inko had been working multiple jobs to support Isuku. But because of this, she failed to see what is going on with her children's life. Where Isuku gets home, he finds his mother sleeping on the couch as he puts a blanket on her and looks and says, "I may hate you a lot for not caring for me as much as you have cared for my sister, but you're still my mother, and I don't want anything to happen to you." As Isuku goes to bed. But before he went to bed, he checked on his sister and saw she was sleeping. As he smiled and went to bed. Although he hates Bakugo and how his sister is always on his side, he still loves his family. Where we see Isuku's mindset, he was walking around in an empty darkness. This is basically 13-year-old Isuku in middle school, and he's walking around his mindset as this is the mindset of a tired person who's tired of life and everything. As empty darkness was just staring at Deku as someone's gaze stared down at Deku and said, I guess it's time for you to have his powers. Maybe, maybe, just maybe one day you'll meet him." And said, "I'll grant you the gift of the Gojo clan. But in return, you will know everything he did and learn. Because you suffer long enough, child. Just know you are a child of the Gojo clan. and the second strongest in this world after him. And yes, this the My Hero Academia is gonna be years after the JJK series, meaning JJK was past timelines, past time, and My Hero Academia is like present time, meaning everybody has powers. Cursed energy has been long gone, but it still exists. It's still a high percentage of people. People that are quirkless could have a high chance of get having it, but could also not have it unlocked because they haven't been present in front of a curse. As Deku felt a massive wave of pain going through his body, where he then woke up in cold sweat as his eyes were still closed and he wondered, why can I not wake up? What's going on? But out of nowhere, he was then tapped in the head with a finger. As the finger tapped him, he woke up. He woke up. He looked at the time and said, as he saw it was time for school. But when he got when he looked when but when he got up, Deku looked at the mirror, saw nothing, but he still wasn't looking at his eyes. As he just was looking at his body, as he saw nothing's wrong with me. As he then got up, took a shower, brushed his teeth, but then Deku noticed a bit of blue in his eyes, but through it, and thought it was a dream, and left for school, where today was the day where everyone were told if they were accepted to UA or any other high school. As the teacher said, Izuku, Bakugo, and Hisumi were all accepted into UA High, where Bakugo did everything in the anime. As Izuku left school to find a different route home, because he didn't want to see Bakugo. Um, Izuku arrived home early. He went to his room. He took a shower and he looked in the mirror. He saw that his eyes were fully blue, meaning he looked exactly like the image in the screens that you guys see right now. He looked exactly like that. As Deku said, "What is going on?" And yes, the sludge villain attack would happen a bit later after this. As Deku then said, "Where's my sister at?" As Deku didn't really care that his eyes were fully blue. As long as he didn't look similar to his sisters to him, he felt that this is for the best. As Deku then put on his jacket and left to see where his sister was. But before Deku could do anything, Deku's route was really strange. As an old man covered in a hoodie saw Deku and asked him for a change. This is a homeless man. As Deku said, "I think I only got $5 on me, but I hope this can help you." But then Deku gave it to him and the old man, as the old man was grateful for Izuku, and gave him a finger, as he said, "Take this, kid. This object is from a certain object that can protect people as long as you wear it around. It can protect you from curses and from bad luck." As Deku said, "No, wait, no. It's really good, sir. I don't really need it." As he said, "Take it from me, child, please. You helped me so much." As Deku took it and put it in his pocket and said, "Thank you, sir. I hope you live a good life." As Deku left, running, looking for his sister. But then Deku saw an explosion and started running faster towards it, leaving the old man. For the first time in years, he is going to be as the old man said this, for the first time in years, he is going to be a member of that clan. Where then the old man disappeared in the wind. But then we get to Izuku, where he sees his sister in a problem because of the sludge villain, knowing he can't do anything. Knowing Because of the sludge villain, knowing he can't do anything against Bakugo, he took Izumi, who still didn't have full control of her quirk but was able to use it at a good range. Bakugo was trying to do something to the sludge villain, but every time he did, the sludge villain would just get closer and closer to Izumi. As out of nowhere, Deku was just seeing and he said, "Oh god, what am I supposed to do? My sister's gonna die." As Deku then felt a random headache as he saw a memory of a technique, as he said, "Okay, what's going on? I normally don't see this." As the technique then told him, as the technique was then shown in his head, where he puts up one finger as he then put up his whole hand and then yelled, "Hollow purple!" As a giant orb of purple energy appeared in his hand, and he then launched it at the sludge villain. And yes, I'm not making him kill him. I do not need Isuku going to jail. Please do not come after me on that. As Isuku then saw that the sludge villain was then hit by the attack and was sent flying into a wall under the bridge of the sludge attack happened. As Deku as Deku then ran away from the scene, and Bakugo saved his girlfriend, aka Izuku's sister, and wondered who threw that attack. And yes, the attack was nullified, meaning Izuku, because of Izuku's memory, he was able to nullify to the point where, yes, I'm making Izuku a bit more stronger than Gojo, where he is able to nullify every curse technique that he has. Izuku was able to nullify to the point where his sister wasn't gonna get hurt. But then, but then we see Deku on the forest, screaming, "Who are you? Why are you in my head?" As out of nowhere, the dream said, a flashback showed on his head, "Hi, I'm Gojo," as it then disappeared. As Deku then said, "Gojo?" Then Deku got up from the floor and took the finger out of his pocket. As he said, the old man didn't tell me what it is. Didn't tell me what this is supposed to do." As he remembered, the old man whispered something, but he heard a bit of it. "If you eat that finger, you will be granted power unimaginably to this world." As Deku said, "What the hell did he mean by that?" As he was like, what's the worst that can happen? My life is already bad. Might as well eat the finger. As he then threw the finger in the air and ate it. Yes, I am making Izuku a bit more braver to do things that he normally wouldn't do in the anime. As Deku then ate the finger, then out of nowhere marks appear around his face and then disappear, as he then started getting more headaches, as somebody whispered in his head, "Huh. A child made me come back. What? What a interesting day." As Deku said, "What in the world? Who's in my head?" Then the person said, "Kid, my name is Sukuna. And because of your bloodline, I can't seem to control you or take over you. So I hope we can get along." Then Deku said, and yes, Deku has the Gojo personality, meaning he's not as much as freaking out because he is thinking, "Okay, so you are what?" "I'm a cursed energy, making you a cursed being." As Deku said, "I am a cursed being from the Gojo clan." And then Sukuna said, "Yes, you are. What's so confusing about this? First of all, cursed beings don't exist." As out of nowhere, a giant monster-like creature appeared out of nowhere. As Deku then jumped backwards and was like, "What in the world? When did I have these reflexes?" As Sukuna then said, "Do you have any other fingers on you?" As Deku said, "No, I was only given one." "Huh. So I don't think you can use any of my techniques. Let's see what's in your head, kid." As Sukuna then started searching through Izuku's mind. Yes, I'm giving Sukuna that ability. Sukuna then found Gojo's memories in Izuku. As he then says, "So, your grandfather was Satoru Gojo?" As he said, "Who in the world is Gojo?" As Sukuna then snapped, "That's Gojo, your grandfather, that annoying human. So kid, from the timeline that I'm from, your grandfather gave me a problem. I was in the body of a kid named Megumi, and I had his abilities. Even though I nullified one of his strongest abilities in the anime, yes, Infinite is really strong. You guys cannot disagree with me. He was still able to make my life a nightmare. So you have all of his abilities, just that you don't know how to use them. What year is it, kid? 2037. As the as Deku then looked at as Deku then looked at the curse being in front of him and said, I believe it's 2037. Then Sukuna said, okay, so a long time has passed, and the person that gave you my finger is still. Do you know where he's at? As Deku said, nope. As we then see Deku dodging almost every hit, every attack from the monster in front of him. As he said, huh, this is pretty easy. Why isn't he able to touch me? As he said, because of your grandfather's ability, Infinite. He was able to dodge almost everything and not being and he was non-touchable by curse beings. The only way to stop it was, oh, how about we just try this? Kid, put one finger up. As Deku as Deku jumped on top of a tree and put one finger up, and Sukuna then said, make a twist both of your fingers to the other side, and then do two fingers up, and then just start holding them together. As Deku then held both of his hands like he was holding an arrow. As a flame appeared in his hand and said, "Wow, what's this?" As Sukuna said, "One of my abilities. Aim it." As Deku then said, "Fine." As Deku then summoned a fire arrow and said, "Well, see ya." As he killed the curse energy. The cursed monster dropped something on the floor as Deku then looked and saw, why did a cursed monster have a finger? As Sukuna said, you asked the right question. Why does a cursed monster have my finger? Hmm. Eat it. As Deku said, huh? As Sukuna said, eat the finger. Then Sukuna reversed, wait a minute, wait. You ate my finger and you're not dead, and you're not and you're not and you're also not possessed by me, so you really got the lucky genetics from your grandfather. As he said, probably. As Sukuna then said, do you have any siblings? As he said, I have one. Do they look like you? As Deku then Deku nodded and Sukuna said, so you're the only one from your family who looks like your grandfather. Alright, eat the finger. As Deku said, okay. Sukuna in this one is only being nice to Deku because he can't control him. Deku's basically uncontrollable because of this Gojo clan heritage from his grandfather. We all know it's basically impossible to control somebody with knowledge of curse energy. Yeah. As Deku then ate the finger, and black marks like Yuji or Itadori, the black marks under the eyes appear. Imagine this picture on the screen, but the black marks are under the eyes of Deku. As Deku said, huh. So is my hair supposed to turn pink? As Deku then, as we see Deku back in his mindset, and he saw Sukuna was sitting on a throne of skeletons. As he said, "Your hair is pink and mine's not." As Sukuna said, "It's not going to go pink because of your heritage, so you should be fine." So it's 2037, and I've been gone for at least, let's say that the year would be the year that the Sukuna died. Sukuna was returned back to those fingers was 2024. As Sukuna then started counting the years 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2020, 2031, 2020. As Sukuna said, forget it, kid. I'm not good at math right now. As Deku then said, I can see. As Sukuna then said, okay, kid, I can easily take care of you. Don't go overdoing it. You ate both of my fingers, so I can basically kill you. As Deku then said, no, you can. As Deku then said, and it's also been 13 years since you were last seen. Deku then said, okay. No, it was Sukuna. I'm sorry. Sukuna then said, okay, 13 years since I was last seen in this world. How interesting. So, who in this world do you know has curse energy? As Deku said, that was the first monster that I ever seen with curse energy. As out of nowhere, people in black outfits, this basically the same outfit that Deku was wearing on this screen on the picture that you're seeing, appeared out of nowhere in front of Deku as they said, "Put your hands up, kid. We don't know who you are, but you have a massive amount of curse energy." As Deku then said, I don't know what you're doing here, and I don't know what you want with me, but you need to understand, I'm not going anywhere with you guys." As Sukuna then said, Jujutsu sorcerers still exist. Maybe your grandfather's still alive. 13 years isn't enough to kill him. As Deku then said, what do you mean my grandfather's still alive? I have his memories. Yes, even though you have his memories, doesn't mean he's dead. As Deku then said, let's see. As Deku then put up one of his fingers. So basically the same technique you see on the screen from the picture is happening. Deku then said, red. As a lot of energy was being absorbed from the air from the air around him or the area. As he said, this technique is interesting. As he then threw it at the people, and then he snapped, and it exploded, but it didn't damage him. It just basically gave Deku enough time to zoom out of there. And yes, Deku is basically faster than him because he's part of the Gojo clan and he's related to Gojo. Which in My Hero Academia, Gojo would be faster than All Might even if he used One for All. As Deku disappeared from their view and arrived at the city, as he was sitting on top of a building. In this building, All Might was there. He had the sludge building, and he was talking to Bakugo, who saved his girlfriend. As in the building, he was giving the speech to Bakugo that it was meant to be for Deku, but the speech was given to dear old Bakugo. Yay! Everybody loves giving One for All to Bakugo, right? Then Deku appeared there and saw that he landed in front of that and was saying, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. As he sat there in silence, hearing what happened, as he heard everything from. Then he then heard All Might was then hurt in his ribs, and he showed Bakugo the hit. As then Deku said, my favorite hero got hurt. So, is there a technique that can heal people? As Deku told that to Sukuna, Sukuna said, I don't know. I'm a cursed being. I never thought about healing anybody. All I know is that you can you can heal your wounds faster than normal people because of the crazy amount of curse energy you have. Lucky ass kid. As Deku said, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that again? Nothing, kid. Focus on what you're doing. As Deku laughed and said, it'll be nice having a friend. I haven't had one in a while. The last friend I had was, let's just say he died. As Deku then went silent, and then he said, so, do you know anything about my grandfather? Well, he used to hide his eyes, and yet before I forget to tell you, kid, your eyes are called the six eyes. Six eyes. And then he said, and then Deku asked, what do you mean six eyes? I don't have six eyes in my head. Then Sukuna said, not literally, you just have things that most Gojo clans members wouldn't have. You have everything one person would inherit. And probably ever since you unlock your curse energy, I think those people that you threw that technique to were sent by your grandfather because he could have sent the balance of the world being shifted. As Deku said, am I really that strong? Well, you have the king of the curses in your body. You're able to use my powers no problem. You also are part of the Gojo clan. You have Limitless. You have the six eyes, and I don't remember what else you have, but you have too much for one kid. As Deku said, I need to start training because my body's just dodging from instinct. And then Sukuna asked, you never trained in your life and you were able to dodge that much? Trained a little bit because I had to dodge not dying to to that kid over there, pointing at Bakugo, who was getting given the speech by All Might. As he said, "What did he do?" As Sukuna asked, "What did he do?" He used his quirk. Oh yeah, in this world, I forgot to say, this world uses quirks. Curse techniques aren't really something we use. Probably me only now, and the rest of the Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers that I'm not bothering with today. But I feel somebody is coming after me. As a certain pink-haired boy was right behind Deku, was jumping from building to building after Deku as he saw, who is that pink-haired boy? And yes, I'm just gonna make it different where Itadori is still alive in this what if, but he doesn't have Sukuna. Sukuna was, let's just say, in the series in 2024 where Jujutsu Kaisen was still the main timeline, the main present time. Sukuna just went back to being a finger, and Itadori didn't need him, didn't need the finger back. As Deku then said, "Who's that?" As then Sukuna said, "Run." Then Deku looked at, then Deku said, "Huh?" But before he can do anything, Itadori made a black flash or black wave. I don't know how they call it. I apologize to all of you guys. Next part, I'll make sure to learn how to say. Then Deku saw that he was gonna launch at him, and as he did, part of the part of the place where Deku was sitting at was destroyed. As Deku then jumped and landed right next to All Might and Bakugo, as he said, "What's up, Bakugo? I'll see you later." As Bakugo said, "Deku?" As he then looked, "Hello, Sir All Might." "I gotta run," as All Might said, "Huh?" Then Deku jumped off the building, caught himself through a rail that we those rails that are on the sides of on the sides of the building where it looks like a balcony and it has the stairs like that. He caught himself and he landed on the street and he started running. As All Might saw that Deku was basically Deku had the same amount of speed as Ida when he uses his jet boosters. He's basically faster than that. He's not light speed, but he's faster than that. I'm not gonna make Deku have the speed that can challenge the speed of light. As Deku then said, "So I'm fast enough to escape the view of people, and I have reflexes that can catch me. So why is that pink guy after me?" As he said, "Don't know. You ate my finger. I'm no longer part of him, so I don't know why he's after you. Maybe like I said, it might be your grandfather's." Deku said, "My grandfather this, my grandfather that, my grandfather everything. What does he want with me?" As Deku said, that to Suguna, and Suguna said, "Stop, kid. We're literally at the edge of a bridge. What are we supposed to do here?" As Deku saw multiple cars block the bridge areas, as he said, "What is going on? Are they legally allowed to do this?" As Deku has no care in the world. He said, "Sukuna, any idea what to do? Why are they chasing me?" As Deku then said that to Sukuna. Sukuna said, "I got no idea, kid. Your choice of what you want to do. I can only give you this memory." As he dragged one of Gojo's memory into Deku, and Deku saw the domain expansions. As he said, "Can I create my own one, or combine them, or just make one?" As Sukuna then said, "You have an unlimited amount of curse energy because of whatever heritage you came from. I'm still jealous of you. So you're allowed to do what you want." As then Deku put two hands together, and he said, "If you Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers don't leave me alone, this is gonna be the end of you guys." As Itadori yelled, "You're wrong, kid. You're coming with us. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be over there in the on our side." As Deku said, "I'm in nobody's side. I want to be the number one hero, and with this power, I can achieve that." Domain expansion. As a as a domain expansion, the size of the whole city covered it. God's wrath. Asukuna then said, "Really, kid? God's wrath?" Then Izuku in his mind said, "Shut up." As out of nowhere, they said, as Itadori said, "Wait, what is he doing?" As out of nowhere, a giant meteorite from the sky was falling down towards the bridge. As he said, as he then turned into Sukuna, and Sukuna said it for him. Anybody who moves from this area before that meteorite hits will be killed mercilessly. Any human, any animal, any power person with a transforming quirk or transforming power of curse energy will be killed. Uh, the panda is still alive. Yes, I am making the panda be alive. I don't remember his name. Next part, I promise to remember his name. As everybody wasn't able to move because they all saw that Sukuna was in control, as Deku went back to control and said, as he kept one finger up and said, "Not yet, not yet, not yet." As then, out of nowhere, a giant white monster, like with wings as his eyes, punched the meteorite out of nowhere, and Deku then said, "Why? That was so cool. That was also my first try. Can a guy have some fun here?" As Sukuna then said, kid, that's the thing that I used against your grandfather to nullify his abilities. As Deku then said, huh? That's the thing that defeated my grandfather? And then Sukuna yelled, yeah, so you better run, he's coming at you. As Deku then said, fudge. As he then pointed his finger down in this domain expansion, this turned itself off as he said, okay, people. As he then jumped into the air and landed on the bars of the bridges, as he said, I will see you all another time. But before we can do anything, a tall guy with white hair and a blindfold on his eyes hit him on the karate chopped him. As Deku then said, oh, so this is Satoru Gojo. I didn't think I would meet him like this. As he fell to sleep, as he then was knocked out. We then see Deku in his mindscape. So that was my grandfather, wasn't he? One, he is your grandfather. Two, I don't know how that bastard's still alive. I chopped him in half, and he's still alive. He looks like. And then Sukuna said, and three, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably being carried right now. As Sukuna looked through Isuku's mind to see what's going on and saw that he was being carried by Gojo. As Gojo brought him to Inko's house and he knocked on the door. Inko knows Gojo because Hasashi is Gojo's son. As Gojo then said, "Hi, Inko. I came to tell you that I'm going to be taking my grandson with me." As Inko then said, "But why are you taking him? He hasn't unlocked." As Gojo then he forced open one of Deku's eyes and showed her, he has the eyes, he has my abilities, and he also almost destroyed a bridge that was on top of a freaking river. As Inko then said, "Wait, is he alright?" Then Gojo said, "He's fine. I just knocked him out before he could keep on running and return here." As Deku then, as Deku in the mindset says, "Huh, old man is so strong at this age." Yes, you're second strongest compared to him. As Deku then said, "Damn, second strongest. That gotta hurt." As Sukuna started laughing and he said, "Yeah, it does gotta hurt. You're second strongest like me. I'm third because of you existing and him existing. I'm third." Then Deku started laughing at him, and Sukuna said, "Yeah, whatever, kid." Deku then kept on watching as they put Deku on the couch, and Gojo said, "You can wake up. I know you're awake." Then Deku jumped out of the couch and looked around as he said, "Huh, so you knew I was awake." So, as Deku then said, "Who are you? And before you say anything, I know who you are. Gojo, greatest sorcerer of his generation and basically the strongest of the world, or basically the world's strongest right now because of Sukuna not existing. Or before he did. Now he exists because I'm here. Then Gojo say, yes, and I'm also your grandfather. As Deku said, I know. Then Inko say, wait, how do you know he's your grandfather? Deku then said, Mom, you haven't been in my life for like two to. I'm 13. We went to the quirk doctor 4 years ago. It has been. Let me. As Deku grabbed this phone and let me say, give me a minute. I don't know my age. I'm 13 minus 4. It's been 9 years. As Zinko said, "Wow, Izuku, I thought you were smarter than that." As he said, "Hey, mom, give me a break. You have been ignoring me for 9 years, and I'm the smartest in my class. I'm going to you either way." As she said, "I'm proud of you, Izuku." She said, as he then looked at her and with a straight face, he said, "Are you sure you're even proud of me? You ignored me for 9 years, like I said 3 times already, and you're acting normal." As Inko then started crying as she said, "I was only working too many jobs. I was just trying to make enough money to see if you were gonna unlock the quirk or have your grandfather's abilities, just to help you get into UA." As Deku then just fell to the floor, but close to his mother, as he then opened his arm and hugged her, as he apologized to her for all the times he hated her, for all the times he just wanted to die, for all the times he just wanted to leave. As Deku looked at his grandfather and said, "What do you want, Satoru Gojo? Or may I say grandfather?" "Well, kid, ever since Hasashi died, I have been coming here less and less to see you guys. I'm the head of the Gojo clan, and I'm the head of the Jujutsu Kaisen, the Jujutsu Sorcerer school. And I also brought my good friend, one of my students, or the teacher, Itadori. Or Yuji, you can call him." As then Deku looked at him and said, "Pink hair boy? Pink hair man." Or Yuji, like Sukuna said. As Sukuna appeared and said, "Long time don't." As Sukuna then spoke through Izuku's eyes and said, "Long time don't hear or see you, Itadori. So, how has life been treating you without me?" As Itadori then said, "Life has been treating me much better, Sukuna. So, now you're with this kid. Why are you with him?" As he said, "Well, he ate my finger, both of the fingers. Somehow, a curse energy had one of my fingers, but didn't fully ate it. And he found it and ate it. Now he has both my curse energy and the Gojo clan and his father's. So this kid has unlimited curse energy, and it's basically unfair. I can't control him or manipulate him because he has that bastard's genetics." Pointing at Gojo, as Gojo then laughed and said, "Yeah, well, kid, you can put Sukuna away." As Sukuna switched places with Deku, and Deku said, "So, what do you want? What do you need?" Gojo then said, "You're coming with me to the Jujutsu Sorcerer High School, just to train for the 10 months that you have before going to UA." As Deku said, "So I'll be skipping school?" "No, you're gonna be going to my school for a good while, and then you're gonna go, and then I'm gonna let you go to UA. But at first, gonna need to see what you can do. I wanna see if I wanna see if you're able to control any of your abilities correctly. So, and yes, I know you can control your abilities because I saw that you summoned a domain expansion and also summoned a meteorite, which I never had as a kid. How the heck were you able to summon that?" As Deku said, "Easily." As he then did the same finger signs as Sukuna and said, "Domain expansion, malevolent kitchen." As out of nowhere, a kitchen came. As Deku said, "There, we're just in a curse in a cursed world where every time you tried anything, half of your body will be chopped and put into this pot. But you won't really die. You just feel the pain times, let's say, Sukuna. How much times? This is in my domain, you should know. It's times 2,000. So meaning every time you get chopped by a certain movement, you'll feel the pain 2,000 times harder once once you release. Yeah, and then Deku deactivated the domain and said, "That's how my abilities work." As Itadori and Gojo looked at each other and said, "Huh? So you're basically the strongest Gojo clan member that was ever made or was ever brought to life." As Deku said, "I probably am." So this is where I'm going to be leaving it off, guys. Thank you guys for watching. This is Phantom Duels here. I hope you all have a good day. Be expecting a what if tomorrow. This time I actually promise that tomorrow we'll have a what if. So yeah, a what if tomorrow on an abandoned or a new or a different one. I still have no choice on it, but yeah, hope you guys enjoy and see ya.